Welcome back. I'm back. You're back. Hey, we back. Welcome everyone to this episode on the Ultimate Sports TV. Guys, the NBA trade season in the offseason is just heating up as we're about to hit the prime of it. Some notable trades have happened. A notable one that has happened. Chris Paul to the Phoenix Suns as they finally get his bad contract out of Oklahoma City, one that was expected to be traded either at the trade deadline of last year or the offseason of this year. I'm about to grade this trade as I will grade many others on this channel as we get more trades in here. But what trade grade will we give Chris Paul to the Suns? I'm about to give you that grade right after you subscribe to Ultimate Sports TV, because if you are not subscribed, you're missing out on so much. Because this is the hot spot. You get lots and lots of talk from the Ultimate Sports TV spot with NBA and NFL content. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button and join the TUSTV squad. Then like this video for me, share this video and YouTube channel. Then comment down below what your grade would be for this Chris Paul to the Suns trade. And also, before I get into this topic, go get yourself some Ultimate Sports TV merch. You'll love it when you buy it. There's so many great things you can buy there. There's t-shirts, hoodies, mugs, pillows, covers, posters, canvases, so much more. We've even got pencil pouches, mugs, all that stuff, all that good stuff. Great designs, great accessories there, all with good quality and good prices. The link is in the description on Teespring. Just go get yourself some Ultimate Sports TV merch because we have a lot of great accessories from you to choose from. Alright, now let's get into this. The grade I would give for this trade, Chris Paul to the Suns, I would give it an A. Not an A minus, not an A plus. I would just give it an A. I wouldn't have it exceed that A plus tier just because of the contract that they are trading for. But look, they just traded for Chris Paul, a top 10 MVP candidate of last year, one who brought a lot of clutchness, a lot of leadership to that Thunder team, and really overachieved in that season and really just dazzled on the court. And we were really surprised at what the Thunder are doing, and one of the main components of their success last year was because of Chris Paul, and the Suns are getting that now. Somebody who is not in the prime of their career but is still playing really good and still has 2 to 3 years left in this great career. But it's a great pickup by the Suns. Again, the reason I wouldn't give it an A plus is because of the contract that they are trading for in Chris Paul. But this is a good trade. They get Devin Booker some help, and we'll get to that later. But this may put them over the hump in the Western Conference. We know where they were at the end of the season in the NBA bubble, almost getting to the playoffs, but the Trailblazers would win versus the Brooklyn Nets to get them that 8th seed. But this trade may put them over the hump, knowing what Chris Paul did last year for the Oklahoma City Thunder. To me, this is going to be a top 8 to 6 team in the Western Conference this year. This is going to be a team that makes the playoffs because of the leadership that Chris Paul brings and all the things he brings on the court that we all know of. I think we'll just see this team in the postseason this year, knowing they have DeAndre Ayton, who's only going to grow and had a huge growth spurt last season in his development, and knowing they have Devin Booker, who can drop 50 points on any given night. You add Chris Paul to this team with the depth, with the young depth on this team that he can help out. It is a really good situation to trade for the Suns, knowing the leadership that Chris Paul brings, how passive he can be, and all the great passes, and how he can set up teammates for some great plays. He just brings so much versatility to this team, knowing he's not the tallest in the world, he's not the fastest in the world. He can do a lot of things on the court, even play defense with the height he is at, and just give a lot of effort to this team, bring clutchness to this team, and really just get this team over the hump. Start winning some games, start getting to the promised land, start getting to the playoffs. If the Suns want to get to the playoffs, this is what you have to do. You go trade for Chris Paul, because he does a lot of things for your team. He's a great leader, like I said. He can play defense. He's a great two-way player, and he's someone that brung a lot of clutchness to the Thunder team last year, as they were the #1 clutch team in the league in crunch time. Now, when I first heard of this trade, I was like, hey, a Chris Paul and Devin Booker backcourt is really, really scary. Someone who can play defense and help Devin Booker play defense, and 2 guys that can shoot and finish at the rim, and 2 guys that are clutch and can make plays for you. This is a really great backcourt, and you get Devin Booker some help overall. There was a report this offseason, in the start of the offseason, that Devin Booker not wanting to be with the Suns was the worst kept secret in the NBA. Mainly because they're not winning, and that's because he has no help to start winning. They get him this help in Chris Paul, and you add him to that backcourt. That is just great, because you get defense in that backcourt, you get more shooting in that backcourt, and most of all, you get clutchness in that backcourt. And that's what I keep naming in this video so far, clutchness. Chris Paul has that. And you add that to Devin Booker has that too. These are both guys that can score a lot and put up a lot of points in crunch time. This is a backcourt that can be clutch when it matters and score some points when it matters. And like I said, I think Chris Paul could help Devin Booker play a bit more defense because Chris Paul is a good defender, and also he can help someone else, DeAndre Ayton. If you look at when Chris Paul was with the Clippers, he helped DeAndre Jordan get to the highest point of his career. That was when DeAndre Jordan was in the prime of his career, mainly because Chris Paul was there, and he was such a great facilitator with the ball, being a little passive and all of that stuff, setting up his teammates great. And DeAndre Jordan was a product of that, and he benefited from it. And I think that's what DeAndre Ayton will take from this, especially because he's a young player, and he averaged 18 and 11 last year. He had some growth, and adding Chris Paul to this team is only going to help him grow more. As you also saw Chris Paul kind of help and lead and guide Shai Gilgeous-Alexander last year, and he had a pretty good season last year. To me, he was the most improved player candidate, but Chris Paul, he was a big reason why Shai had a good season last year with the Thunder, because he's so good at being a leader. DeAndre Ayton, somebody who can get in the paint. He can shoot a little bit. We saw him hit some threes sometimes. Guy who can get some boards and play defense. I think Chris Paul is going to help him even more, especially because of the leader he is and just the things he does on the court, being passive and stuff like that. Just being able to find his teammates open and get them the ball in dazzling ways. But Chris Paul is the ultimate shot creator that the Suns were looking for to pair with Devin Booker. He is that shot creator that they need to get over the hump, because Devin Booker just did not have it by his side. And now you bring in Chris Paul, and now you get it with Devin Booker. You can put someone next to Devin Booker, like you can go, hey, he can make a shot, he can create his own shot, and somebody that can just take over a game. You've got two guys on the team now who can take over a game, and we're a lot into duos now in the NBA. In 2020, we saw a lot of duos coming from free agency and trades, and they were dazzling. And that's what really took over the NBA last year, was duos. And now you have the Phoenix Suns, who have not only DeAndre Ayton and Devin Booker, but they add Chris Paul to that. That's just great, especially knowing that the leader that Chris Paul is. But he can also create his own shot and make dazzling plays. And it's what Devin Booker really needed to kind of get some help on this team and really get over the hump and get to the playoffs. They've gotten Devin Booker some help, and I think that's what you have to highlight about this trade, because as the rumor said early in the offseason, it was the worst kept secret in the league that Devin Booker did not want to be with the Suns. Now you go in with Chris Paul, and that kind of changes a little bit. This team will finally be able to get to the playoffs. I think they'll be a playoff contender, and I think they'll be a good team this year. I'm going to give this trade grade an A. Not, like I said, not an A-, not an A+, because of the contract that they have brung in. But what Chris Paul brings to this team is clutchness. He brings a two-way presence. He brings leadership and a great backcourt partner to Devin Booker, and that's really what this Suns team needs, and he brings all of it. Guys, tell me what your trade grade is for this Chris Paul to the Phoenix Suns trade down in the comment section below. Guys, get ready for some more trade grades this offseason from the Ultimate Sports TV. This is Malik Hicks, aka The Ranker, signing off. Peace out, and I'll see you in my next one.